Why you can't work after Kundalini awakening and how to function again. So, my friend, after Kundalini awakening, and if you're in this intense kriyas and this energy moving in the body, it's hard to work. And not always, but when you have a lot of flare ups like this, when you have a lot of energy coming up the whole day, maybe even some feelings, some thoughts, some themes, it's something that you need to get used to. At the beginning, it's something that's new. You never notice this. And when energy pops up in the body like that, it's so close. It feels almost too close for comfort. We need to build up a relationship with this energy where we don't react instantly, because it's not something that's gone if you don't process it now, right? So we don't want to be too fixated on it, because I've been there, that I was in a meeting and my belly, something behind my belly button was like bam, 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 this energy. And I was so overwhelmed. So I went to the toilet, I sat with it, and then at some point it went down a little bit and I could work again. But I've noticed this so often, that Kundalini asks you to give it space. But you can decide when you give it that space. And then sometimes that means Kundalini has to wait a little bit. That's not bad. That's totally okay. Before you go to bed, you give it some space in your day. If you just continuously work, then go to family stuff, logistics, dinner, talking with spouse, then you don't give it any time. You fill every bit of silence with a podcast or something like that. Then it can't process. So it needs a lot of time for you to process Kundalini energy. And if you do so, it can be combined with a job or with family logistics or a relationship or exercise or something like that. Your other goals don't need to suffer a lot. They're going to suffer a little bit, but they don't need to suffer a lot. But one thing I had not figured out when I got this was that it takes or it needs grounding. And then when you give it grounding, it gets less intense. And then when you give it space, it can process, meaning lie on the bed, meditate, feel into the energy, just be with it. Then another thing which really helps there is to not tense your energy. So let's say you have this energetic thing come up in the body, right? This Kundalini. Then instead of tensing with it or moving with it, but tense, you want to relax your muscles. You want to relax your body. You want to relax your attention. You want to be the space in which this can unfold naturally. You don't want to tense it. You don't want to tense the body. You want to relax the tension, relax and focus on what you're feeling, but just in a relaxed way. Try to breathe. Try to maybe feel your feet on the ground and try to be with this naturally. And when it comes up during the day and it's not time for it to come up, then just ignore it a bit. That's fine. As long as you have the practice of making space for it somewhere in your day, not 5 minutes, not 10 minutes, but let's say 20, 30 minutes at least. Because if you don't do that, then often Kundalini comes at night, your sleep gets all messed up and things like that, because you haven't taken the time during the day to process your Kundalini stuff that's coming up. So it takes the night. We don't want that, because we want you to function well. And that means sleep well, which means you need to take time to process your energies. I've written all this down in the Stabilize Awakening guide, which is a free guide, which is below for you, which has all these tips and insights for you to check out. I'm 9 years into my Kundalini journey and it's stabilized very well. And I still have some Kundalini energy, but it's very light and it's not so much and it's not overwhelming. And I sit maybe 5 to 10 minutes a day, usually, because it's not so much necessary anymore. So if you want to get to that place it takes a little bit of understanding, it takes a little bit of work, it takes a little bit of allowing Kundalini to do its thing, but it also means that Kundalini is not your only priority in life. Hope that helps. Much love for you.